Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India NewsHour, India's voice to the world with me, Deepika, coming up in the next 1 hour. Prime Minister Narendra Modi becomes India's longest-serving elected Prime Minister as he completes 4,399 days in the office. Leaders across the globe extend wishes on this historic milestone. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar to visit Bulgaria and Finland will hold discussions with counterparts and key leadership to boost bilateral partnership. Amid hope of potential peace deal, US launches new strikes on Iran after helicopter shot down in Strait of Hormuz. Tehran vows to retaliate further. Massive protest erupts in Northern Ireland's capital Belfast over knife attack. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer describes the incident as sickening. Good morning to all the viewers joining us at this morning broadcast. Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has become the country's longest continuously serving elected premier, marking 12 years at the helm of the central government. A journey dedicated to trust, development and people's welfare. So today, June the 10th, Prime Minister Narendra Modi becomes India's longest-serving elected Prime Minister, completing 4,399 continuous days in the office. The historic feat reflects a journey of governance, transformation and India's rising influence on the global stage. Here's more.
History is not written every day, but some dates leave an imprint on the destiny of a nation. June 10th, 2026 is one such day. A day where a leader who began his journey from the grassroots rose through public service and earned the trust of millions across 3 consecutive general elections, reaches a landmark unmatched in India's democratic history. Prime Minister Narendra Modi becomes India's longest-serving elected Prime Minister, completing 4,399 continuous days in office and surpassing the record set by Jawaharlal Nehru. But this milestone is not merely about longevity in office. It is the story of a vision that evolved from state-level governance to national transformation and from national leadership to global influence.
Narendra Damodar Das Modi.
As Chief Minister of Gujarat, Narendra Modi built a reputation for decisive governance, infrastructure-led growth, investment promotion, and efficient public service delivery. Initiatives focused on industrial development, power reforms, water management, and ease of doing business transformed Gujarat into one of India's fastest-growing states. These policies reflected a long-term vision that would later shape national governance. As Prime Minister, he carried that approach to the national stage. From Digital India, Make in India, Startup India, and direct benefit transfer to large-scale infrastructure expansion, reforms have focused on empowering citizens and accelerating growth. India today stands among the world's fastest-growing major economies and is emerging as a key player in sectors such as technology, innovation, manufacturing, semiconductors and space. On the global stage, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has elevated India's profile like never before. India's successful G20 presidency, leadership on climate action, advocacy for the global south and growing diplomatic influence have strengthened the country's voice in international affairs. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has received 32 international awards and highest civilian honors from countries worldwide, making him the most decorated world leader. Today, India is viewed as a major force in shaping global conversation on economy, technology, security, and sustainable development. At home, welfare delivery has reached unprecedented scales. Millions have benefited from housing, sanitation, financial inclusion, healthcare, and food security initiatives. Technology-driven governance has enhanced transparency and efficiency. From a chief minister known for development-focused governance to a prime minister leading India through a transformative era, Narendra Modi's journey reflects continuity of a vision and execution. The milestone of becoming India's longest-serving elected prime minister is not merely a record. It is a chapter in the story of a nation striving for development, self-confidence, and a larger role on the global stage. Tripti Tripathi's report, DD India.
And now to get you more on this and how the country is celebrating this historic feat, we are now joined by Vishal Paristo from New Delhi. Meghna Dev joins us from Gujarat, Ahmedabad. Shubina Roy joins us from Dibrugarh, and we also have Shapir Dar from Srinagar. Coming on to you, Vishal, first, how is Delhi celebrating this historic milestone today?
Well, a very good morning to you, Deepika. Yes, there is a nationwide puja which is being held all across the states to celebrate Prime Minister's 12 years in office. And the biggest achievement for me, I would say that he has instilled a confidence in the countrymen that yes, we can do it. And the vision that he has given to the country that India can become a developed state, Viksit Bharat by 2047 is certainly a thing to be to be felt proud of. And yes, there have been many developments under his leadership. First was the UPI, and it has been acknowledged all across the world, the way India has grown in the digital payments by leaps and bounds is definitely something very commendable. And now the world and different countries are also acknowledging it. Then there was the digital direct transfer, and that nipped every bud of corruption all across the country, and that also gave benefits to the last man in the queue, and that is what this government has the vision about. That is to give ease of living to the countrymen, to give all benefits to the poor. And then the decisive moment came in when India launched Operation Sindoor against Pakistan, crossing the LOC and punishing the enemy across the border, and telling the world that India is not going to sit back and take any nonsense from across the border. The Operation Sindoor has not been called off, it's still on. So there are many achievements as far as this government is concerned, especially under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the Global International Solar Alliance, the G20 summit in Delhi, and also the way India has emerged as a leader of Global South are certainly things that we all should be very proud of. Deepika?
Indeed. When we talk about the diplomatic front, it has been accelerating at a rapid pace. Going on to Meghna, Gujarat's association with Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been really special. A place where he served as the Chief Minister from 2001 till 2014. And now he has again created a record by becoming the longest serving Prime Minister of the country. How is Gujarat celebrating today, Meghna?
Already celebrations have begun, especially with spiritual celebrations have clearly begun. We have been seeing a number of people going to temples and posting pictures on social media. They have prayed for Prime Minister Narendra Modi's long life and his leadership. Besides, what we also see is whenever such days come, whenever Prime Minister Narendra Modi hits another historic milestone, Gujarat celebrates in its own way. For Gujarat, it is nostalgia because Prime Minister Narendra Modi, his public life and his political life began from here. This is that place this has been his Karm Bhumi. As Chief Minister, he actually showed what elections can also be fought upon developmental agendas. He began, be it the devastating earthquake of Kutch, after that its revival, and after that putting it on the global tourism map, or be it the vibrant Gujarat summit, which is an example for all states to how to hold a regional summit and have a global outreach. Jyoti Gram Yojana for electrification, be it the Narmada Canal network, which is providing water across Gujarat. Several initiatives that actually had shown that how elections can be fought on a developmental agenda, and how politics can be done when you are actually having the only agenda of development. Besides what we actually see not only here in Gujarat, but since Prime Minister Gujarat's developmental or growth story reached Delhi or reached to the entire country even before Prime Minister Narendra Modi became the Prime Minister in 2014, which actually shows the kind of leadership that he had and the kind of vision that he had. Secondly, we clearly see the progress of India under his leadership is multidimensional. But what we also see, our relationship with with other countries has also grown leaps and bounds. We see several FTAs, trade agreements being done with other countries. Be it Mauritius, be it UAE, be it UK, European Union for that matter, and many other countries. The reason being that it has also enabled our farmers to grow, it has enabled women-led MSMEs to grow, startups have seen a lot of growth, because after these trade agreements, their products, be it the garment industry, the textile industry, the leather industry, MSMEs, a lot of these small industries as well as pharma products, Ayush products get a global market. So not only the domestic growth, but how to take India to the world in terms of economy, how the economic growth can progress, digital public infrastructure, a lot of things that India is now cooperating with the world. Besides that, very importantly, this month itself, we are going to see the International Day of Yoga, which is one of the examples of how India is not only doing diplomacy in terms of the economy or defense sectors, but also soft diplomacy, which is the core strength of India. Our message of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, our International Day of Yoga celebrations, which is celebrated across the world in such grandeur, clearly reflects that how India's outreach has been to the world under Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Indeed, Meghna, and when you and me talk about it, we also have to be reminded of the fact that Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam has also been a very important factor of change for the entire country. Going across to Dibrugarh, Shubina, Assam has witnessed a hat-trick of the BJP government. Take us through the transformational journey of Assam under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Shubina.
Yes, definitely, Deepika. It's a red letter day, not just for India, since PM Modi is the longest serving PM today in our country, and it also because he has brought Northeast closer to the rest of India. Now it's no more Deepika, like the look east policy. Now it's the time to act. It's clearly act its policy, as yesterday itself, the European Union, some of the ambassadors had visited Assam, and you can see how Assam has risen to the global stature, and it was made possible just under the leadership of PM Modi. And if you can see the G20 presidency, which 2 of the G20 conferences were held in Assam also. So this is for the first time, Northeast got such an opportunity to conduct the G20 in such a global level that the world could look up to it. And then we have yesterday one consignment of 1 metric tons of stage 4 lychees, which also have the GI tag, had been shipped to Dubai, which also showcases to the level, Northeast has risen at the global level. So all these things are the diplomacy. Then if we talk about soft diplomacy, just a month back, the Italian Prime Minister, Melanie, was gifted with a Muga silk, and also one traditional silk of Manipur from which belong from Assam. So, this shows how the Northeast has a lot of potential, you see, Deepika. But the potential has been unleashed now. Now it is time that the Muga skill is being projected to the world, that we can compete in world markets. Recently, the donor ministry, launched the Sneha Jodi scheme, which seeks to strengthen the value chain system of Muga silk so that it can compete with the Italian silk at global level at par. Now, if we talk about the transportation and infrastructure facilities, one of the major roadblocks in the northeastern states was of transportation and infrastructure. As if you look at the geography of Northeast, it comprises of the mountains, and we have the Brahmaputra, lots of rivers. So it is basically, these are riverine and mountainous terrains, and which borders around six neighboring countries, So it is a strategically important area. So many things have been done over the span of 12 years to strengthen this chicken necks corridor and bring it just closer to the rest of India. For example, Assam is a riverine state divided by the Brahmaputra into two parts, the north bank and the south bank. So some of the major infrastructure projects, Deepika, like the Bogeybill Bridge, which you can see on your screens, that it is the Asia's second largest road cum rail bridge, and it has made possible, 170-kilometer distance between the Arunachal Pradesh and Assam has been reduced just by this river. And also the upper Assam and the lower Assam, the two banks get connected by this river. This has helped, people to access, people from Arunachal Pradesh, people from Dhemaji, Lakhimpur areas to access the medical facilities here in Dibrugarh. This was only made possible due to this bridge. Then further east, if we go, we have the Dhola Shodia Bridge. Now this is the connecting bridge, between the Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. Until now, people from Arunachal Pradesh, from the eastern part of Arunachal Pradesh, had to come via, jetty boats until this bridge was built. But this Dhola Shodia Bridge made it possible of Arunachal Pradesh to have easy access to education in Upper Assam, and then medical facilities here, and also thereby boosting, tourism facilities in Arunachal.
Right.
Like you have the Golden Pagoda and numerous tourist spots here. And then if we talk about Guwahati, the North Guwahati and South Guwahati got connected by the Kumar Bhaskar Setu Varman, which reduces the time. Then we have the Guwahati Ring project, which reduces the decongests the city, These are the numerous aspects. And then we have the Bharatmala, Assammala project, which is a huge project, connecting the expressways with the port. And then several jetties have come up, jetty boats in the NH, in the national.
Indeed, and your example of Moga silk always reminds us that how Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been time and again saying that we have to make in India and we have to make for the entire world. And now let's go across to Kashmir as well. Kashmir has witnessed a revolutionary change under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. We have with us Shabir Dar. Shabir, tell us how Kashmir has changed under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi over the years and how it is progressing right now.
Yeah, good morning, Deepika. Indeed, you are rightly saying that Kashmir has seen a transformative change and historical changes in the past decade. Kashmir being the crown of the India, and this crown has been treated well and it has been taken care the way it should have been by the country's top leadership, including the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and other functionaries of the government. So Kashmir's development trajectory can be seen in three sectors. One, the security environment. Second, the connectivity, and third, how the economy is booming in Kashmir. And all three sectors in past over a decade has seen a phenomenal transformation and phenomenal change. So Kashmir at present is connected through rail with the rest of the country, which was not the case some 5 years before. So this feat has been achieved under the able leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and as the connectivity increases, as the road network inside Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir increases, the mainstay of Kashmir's economy gets boosted, which is the tourism. So as we see right now, Kashmir is jam-packed with tourists, because as in the rest of the country, it is huge temperatures there, and Kashmir presents a sort of soothing environment. So a lot of people have arrived here, and this Scottish environment. This is attached to the Scottish environment, because we have seen how Kashmir have changed over years vis-a-vis Scottish paradigm. Because gone are the days when Kashmir used to be, having bandits and stone pelting and terrorist, incidents. Now these things have become the part of the history. Stone pelting is gone forever. Similarly, the local recruitment in terrorism has come down to negligible levels. So we have seen how country responded to our hostile neighbor during Operation Sindhu, and it is impact on the overall Scottish scenario. In Kashmir, we are seeing that tourists are coming. They have a sense of security. They have a sense of peace here. That is possible because of the decisive and strong leadership of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So similarly, Kashmir has seen development in the health infrastructure, be it the roads, be it the development in the peripheries,
right,
and in the rural Kashmir. We have seen the road connectivity has taken to deep into the into peripheries, right up to the line of control, where 5 years before it was difficult to go there.
Indeed, Shabir, a picture of safe Kashmir can be seen all across the globe. Well, thank you so much to all of you, Vishal, Subina, Meghna and Shabir, for joining us from different areas and bringing how the nation is celebrating 12 years of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership and how the country has transformed under the years so far. Moving on, Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan has extended his greetings to Prime Minister Narendra Modi on becoming the longest continuously serving elected Premier. In a post on X, he said, and I quote him here, "Heartfelt congratulations to Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji on becoming the longest serving continuously elected Prime Minister in India's history. This historic achievement is not merely a symbol of a long tenure, but a reflection of a transformative era in our national journey. Under his visionary leadership, India has witnessed remarkable progress in every sector, be it economic growth and infrastructure expansion, social empowerment and technological advancement, or India's rising global stature and the revival of a civilizational consciousness," unquote. And congratulatory messages keep pouring in for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar extended his greetings to PM Modi for making history one day at a time, reflecting the enduring trust and confidence the people of India place in PM Modi's leadership, vision and commitment to national development. And Defence Minister Rajnath Singh congratulated Prime Minister Narendra Modi on becoming the longest serving elected Prime Minister in India's history, completing 4,399 days in the office. He wrote on X, and I quote him here, "A tireless karma yogi guided by the principle of nation first, his tenure reflects unwavering dedication to India, steadfast commitment to the welfare of its people, and transformative leadership in service of the nation. This achievement is a testament to the enduring trust reposed in his leadership by the people of India and his relentless pursuit of inclusive development and good governance. Over the past 12 years, India has made remarkable progress in development and global leadership, while also experiencing a civilizational reawakening that has made the nation more confident, self-assured and rooted in its heritage. As India advances towards the goal of Viksit Bharat, Prime Minister Modi continues to lead the nation towards greater prosperity, progress and global prominence," unquote. And other prominent national leaders, including former President Ramnath Kovind, former Vice President Venkaiah Naidu, former Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar and senior leader Dr. Karan Singh, congratulated Prime Minister Modi on becoming the continuously longest serving elected Prime Minister in India's history. The leaders praised the continuous governance and transformative leadership of PM Modi. A meeting of the NDA to celebrate its government completing 12 years and PM Modi becoming the longest continuously serving elected Prime Minister of India will be held in the national capital. All the constituents of the ruling National Democratic Alliance, besides the top leadership of the BJP, including Prime Minister Modi, are expected to attend the crucial meeting. The meeting will focus on reviewing various national development programs, infrastructure programs and Modi government's vision to transform the nation into a developed country by the year 2047. Ministry of External Affairs has shared a video showcasing a landmark achievement of India's G20 presidency, successful inclusion of the African Union as a permanent member to the G20, reaffirming India's commitment to a more inclusive and equitable global order under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership. Take a look.
सबका साथ की भावना से ही भारत ने प्रस्ताव रखा था कि अफ्रीकन यूनियन को G20 की स्थायी सदस्यता दी जाए। मैं अफ्रीकन यूनियन के अध्यक्ष को G20 के स्थायी सदस्य के रूप में अपना स्थान ग्रहण करने के लिए आमंत्रित करता हूं।
And congratulatory messages consistently poured in for Prime Minister Narendra Modi from world leaders on becoming India's longest continuously serving democratically elected Prime Minister. US Ambassador to India Sergio Gore congratulated Prime Minister Modi, describing the milestone as a powerful testament to his decades of dedicated public service and leadership. In a post on X, Prime Minister of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, congratulated Prime Minister Modi and said the achievement reflects the enduring confidence and trust the people of India have placed in PM Modi's leadership over 3 consecutive mandates. In a message of congratulations to Prime Minister Modi, Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim hailed the achievement as a reflection of the trust and confidence reposed in Prime Minister Modi's leadership by the people of India and wished him continued success in leading the nation. Former President of the Maldives, Ibrahim Mohammed Soleh, congratulated PM Modi, describing the achievement as a truly historic milestone. In a post on X, he said that this is a truly historic milestone that reflects the enduring trust and confidence the people of India have placed in PM Modi as steward of their aspirations and ambitions. India's remarkable economic, social and political progress during his tenure stands as a testament to his leadership. Leaders from Sri Lanka, Papua New Guinea and Trinidad and Tobago also sent messages marking the occasion, with several highlighting India's growing global profile under PM Modi's leadership. And wildlife is not just about forests, animals or biodiversity, it is about survival, balance and the future of humanity itself. From the roar of the tiger to the flight of the Amur falcon, from the mangroves of the Sundarbans to the deserts of Rajasthan, India's wildlife conservation journey has witnessed a historic transformation in the last 12 years under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. DD India's Taposh Bhattacharya brings us this report. Take a look.
India is home to one of the richest biodiversities on the planet. From Himalayas to the Western Ghats, from Sundarbans to the desert of Rajasthan, the country shelters thousands of species of animal, birds, reptiles and marine life. And over the last 12 years, the Modi government has placed wildlife conservation at the center of environmental governance. The vision has been clear. Development and ecology must move together.
If you look at the decadal increase, it is around 2% of the total forest cover which has seen the increase in the country. Even as per the ISFR report 2023, there had been an increase of 0.02% in the forest cover. This is not only possible by giving protection to the areas or winning confidence of the people.
One of the biggest achievements of the Modi government has been the unprecedented expansion of India's protected area network. In 2014, India had 757 protected areas. Today, that number has increased to more than 1,134 protected areas covering nearly 1,87,000 square kilometers. These include 106 national parks, 574 wildlife sanctuaries, 145 conservation reserves, and over 300 community reserves. The Modi government has also strengthened the flagship wildlife programs through the Integrated Development of Wildlife Habitat Scheme. India's lion population increased from 674 in 2020 to nearly 900 in 2025. The country's first ever scientific survey estimated over 700 snow leopards in the wild, and India also completed its first synchronized river dolphin estimation exercise, recording more than 6,300 gangetic dolphins. These achievements showcases India's growing scientific and institutional capacity in wildlife conservation. Under Prime Minister Modi's leadership, Project Tiger has emerged as a global success story. India's tiger population has risen from 2,226 in 2014 to 3,682 in 2022. Today, India is home to over 70% of world's wild tigers. At the same time, tiger reserves have expanded from 47 to 58. The Modi government has also focused strongly on elephant conservation. Elephant reserves in India have increased to 33, with new reserves notified in Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Tamil Nadu. One of the most remarkable conservation stories under Modi government is the revival effort for the critically endangered Great Indian Bustard. Through conservation breeding programs in Rajasthan, artificial incubation, habitat restoration, and advanced reproductive technologies are now being used to save species from extinction. Prime Minister Modi's government has also focused on wetlands, mangroves, and forest restoration. The number of Ramsar sites in India has increased from just 26 before 2014 to 99 today. Through initiatives like Mishti and Green India Mission, mangrove restoration and forest conservation have received a major push. According to the Indian States of Forest Report 2023, India's forest and tree cover has increased to more than 25% of the country's geographical area. These efforts are strengthening climate resilience while protecting the biodiversity. Another major milestone under Modi government has been the reintroduction of the cheetahs in India. Project Cheetah has marked the return of the species to Indian soil after decades. Kuno National Park has already emerged as a major conservation landscape, while Gandhi Sagar and Bani are also being developed for the future cheetah habitats. At the international level, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also announced the International Big Cat Alliance during the 50th anniversary of Project Tiger. Today, 30 countries have joined the alliance, reinforcing India's position as a global leader in big cat conservation. In the last 12 years, India's wildlife conservation journey has transformed into a global success story. And as India moves towards the vision of Viksit Bharat, wildlife conservation is emerging not just as an environmental priority, but as a national mission.
Time for a quick and short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back after that short break. You're watching DD India NewsHour. Moving on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be undertaking an official visit to France, where he will be in Nice from the 13th till the 14th of June, and then he will visit Slovakia from 14th till the 16th of June. Prime Minister Modi will then return to France, where he will visit Evian and Paris between 16th and the 19th of June. In the first leg of the visit, Prime Minister Modi will be in Nice, where he will hold a bilateral meeting with President Emmanuel Macron on the 14th of June. Both the leaders will review the full spectrum of India-France bilateral relationship that was elevated to the level of a special strategic global partnership earlier this year in Nice. Both the leaders will also jointly inaugurate Bharat Innovates event that will bring together top innovation startups and venture capital funds from India, France and other countries. On the second leg of his visit, Prime Minister will pay a 3-day state visit to Slovakia Republic from the 14th of June at the invitation of Prime Minister Robert Fico. Prime Minister will hold talks with its Slovak counterpart and explore new avenues of cooperation. He will also meet President Peter Pellegrini. In the third leg of his two-nation visit, Prime Minister will return to France, where he will participate in the G7 summit in Evian on the 16th and the 17th of June. During the summit, Prime Minister Modi will exchange views with the G7 leaders and those from invited partner countries and international organizations. Prime Minister will visit Paris on the 18th of June for further bilateral engagements and to attend the Viva Tech Summit, which is Europe's largest technology and startup event. So, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate Bharat Innovates 2026 in Nice with French President Emmanuel Macron. The initiative will be a unique opportunity for 120 Indian deep tech startups to showcase their talent and innovation and engage in global collaborations. DD India correspondent spoke to India's principal scientific advisor for more. Take a listen.
France is set to host Bharat Innovates 2026. To talk about it, I have with me Professor Ajay Kumar Sood, Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India. Professor Sood, welcome to DD India. Now, first, what is Bharat Innovates and how will it promote Indian talent and innovation?
So, Bharat Innovate 2026 showcase India's entrepreneurial energy, academic excellence, and our young people's hunger for innovation and taking risk. I would say it is more than a showcase. Actually, it is really the intent of India to show that Indian youth and Indian industries are ready for providing solutions to the global challenges. So these are the deep tech startups who are going to showcase their innovation, their product, and what India has achieved.
Right, and we learned that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to inaugurate this mega program. That should be a big boost to all the Indian innovators.
Absolutely, and it gels very well because this announcement was made only in February that it will be done, and we are very happy that this inauguration will be done by our Honorable Prime Minister. In fact, the whole thing has originated from him, how we should be doing that, his guidance, and this is actually a big boost to the innovation ecosystem.
And Professor Sood, it's going to be a global program. In terms of scale, size and ambition, how big is Bharat Innovates 2026?
Actually, the scale should not be judged by the footfalls. That has to be made clear. It is not we are looking for common public coming and so on. This is really the serious investors, innovators. So we have already commitment from more than 70 global investors who have invested more than huge amount. I was looking at their numbers, $3 trillion investment these investors have. And they have huge presence. It is like who is who in this. So we are really looking at very, I should say, high quality people who will be attending this, because we would like to see how really India can pitch for co-investment, co-piloting, co-development and so on. So it is not like a one-time event which will stop with Bharat Innovate. Sure. It is really the beginning of a big, should I say, energy flow.
Professor Sood, thank you very much for speaking with DD India. That was Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India, talking about Bharat Innovates 2026 and the opportunities that it holds for Indian innovators. With camera person Vishwabandhu, Shubhendu Ghosh for DD India, New Delhi.
Moving on now, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will begin his two-day official visit to Bulgaria and Finland from today. In Bulgaria, he will visit Bulgarian capital Sofia, where he will meet with the Bulgarian leadership and hold discussions with his counterpart Velislava Petrova. External Affairs Minister will then visit Finland on the 11th of June, where he will attend the 14th edition of Kulturanta Talks on the theme A World in Transition, Global, Regional and Local Perspectives. The External Affairs Minister will also have meetings with his counterpart Elena Valtonen and other leaders of the Northern European nation. United States on Tuesday launched strikes against Iran after President Donald Trump said Tehran had shot down a US Apache helicopter in the Strait of Hormuz and vowed to respond. The US Central Command said on social media that the strikes were a proportional response to unjustified Iranian aggression. Iranian state media reported that explosions were heard on Qasem Island in the Strait of Hormuz before saying the wave of American attacks in the south had subsided. Donald Trump wrote in a social media post that the two US pilots involved in the incident were both safe and uninjured. Trump added that the US must respond to this attack. These strikes come after the US military said one of its Army Apache helicopter was downed by an Iranian drone near the Strait of Hormuz on Monday. After the helicopter was downed, its two crew members were rescued by an American Sea drone. Following the strikes, Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi threatened to retaliate. Araghchi warned the US in a post on X saying, "Leave our region if you want to be safe," quote unquote, and vowed that Iran would answer any attack or threat. US President Donald Trump said he is not yet satisfied with Iran's offer to make a deal after Iranian state television reported details of draft agreement. Speaking at a cabinet meeting in the White House, Donald Trump added that he is in no rush to reach an accord to end the West Asia war, despite saying at the weekend that one was close.
And we have the strongest military anywhere in the world, as you know. You saw what we did with Venezuela. That worked out very quickly. And we're doing really equally as well with, but again, people don't want to write about it, with Iran. Iran is very much intent. They want very much to make a deal. So far, they haven't gotten there. We're not satisfied with it, but we will be. We will be either that or we'll have to just finish the job.
China and Taiwan sparred on Wednesday over the legality of Chinese Coast Guard patrols to the east of the island after the government in Taipei said merchant ships had been harassed close to its waters. China, that views democratically governed Taiwan as its own territory, was angered after Japan and the Philippines said last month they would begin formal talks on their maritime boundaries, viewing that as involving waters of Taiwan. Taiwan said those ships had in recent days been harassing commercial shipping by asking them for information about their point of origin and destination and claiming jurisdiction. Now in Belfast, hundreds of anti-immigrant protesters took to the streets of Belfast on Tuesday after the police charged a Sudanese man over a knife attack that left one person with serious neck and head wounds. Masked youths gathered at points across the city, with police responding by deploying armoured vehicles. Protesters set fire to a number of vehicles, including a bus in East Belfast. The suspect is due to appear at Belfast Magistrates Court on Wednesday. The UK Interior Ministry confirmed the Sudanese suspect entered the country in 2023 and acquired refugee status the same year, allowing him to remain until 2028. Though the knife attack is currently not being treated as terrorism, it follows repeated protests about immigration, with populist parties saying Britain's asylum policy had allowed dangerous men into the country. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer described the attack that took place in North Belfast late on Monday evening as sickening. The leaders of Northern Ireland's 5 main political parties issued a joint statement condemning the incident, saying there is no place in the society for this kind of brutality. In Mexico, teachers' union members carried out a protest to the Mexico City Stadium that will host the World Cup opening this week. The members were demanding dialogue with the government over pensions, wages and education sector reforms. At the CDMX Stadium, a large contingent of police blocked their way with trailers, cranes and barricades. Meanwhile, President Claudia Sheinbaum has said that the government would not repress the protest and said the opening ceremony on Thursday was guaranteed. The demonstrations are part of broader protests that have disrupted parts of downtown Mexico City and the area surrounding the Zocalo, where preparations continue for World Cup events scheduled to begin this month. Moving on to updates from Philippines earthquake. Rescuers pulled a body from the rubble of a collapsed supermarket on Wednesday as the death toll from a major earthquake climbed to 46. The 7.8 magnitude tremor just off the coast of Mindanao on Monday brought down buildings, triggered landslides and set off tsunami warnings across a swathe of southern island. We're heading for a quick and short break. We'll be right back. That short break, you're watching the India NewsHour. Time to get you business updates. Now, dimming hopes for an end to the months-long war that has pushed commodities higher and stoked inflation worries. US stocks overnight slid as a tech rebound fizzled, with AI valuation worries, West Asia tensions and rising rate bets driving the investors from risk. Oil prices climbed about 1% in early trade, moving away from a 7-week low touched in the previous session in the wake of the fresh US attacks. Brent futures rose 0.9% to $92.29 a barrel, while US West Texas Intermediate crude climbed 0.8% to $88.97. The dollar index that measures the greenback against a basket of currencies including the yen and the euro edged up 0.01% to 100.02. The euro was down 0.05% at $1.1537, while sterling lost 0.04%. You're watching DD India NewsHour, and now it's time to get to all the latest action from the world of sports. Well, India A begins its Tri-Series campaign with a thrilling 8-1 victory over Sri Lanka A on Tuesday. Young batter Vaibhav Suryavanshi made his India A one-day debut but scored only 14 runs. Batting first, India A posted 277 for 6 thanks to a brilliant century from Ruturaj Gaikwad, who scored 101. Captain Tilak Verma also contributed a steady 60-run knock as the pair added 150 runs for the fourth wicket. In reply, Sri Lanka A looked set for victory after captain Sehen Arachige scored 74 and guided the chase. However, a dramatic collapse saw Sri Lanka lose its last 4 wickets in just 10 balls. Pacer Arshad Khan took 3 wickets in the final over, while Ayush Badoni and Anukul Roy chipped in with 2 wickets each. India A next faces Afghanistan on the 11th of June. Bangladesh stunned Australia with an 86-run victory via Duckworth-Lewis turn method in their opening one-day international in Dhaka, taking a 1-0 lead in the 3-match series. Chasing 285, Australia slumped 291 for 9 when rain halted the play, with only 4 batters making it into the doubles figure. Cameron Green top scored with an unbeaten 52, but he found little support as wickets fell at the other end at regular intervals. Fast bowler Nahid Rana led Bangladesh's attack with 4 wickets from his 10 overs. Earlier, Bangladesh built a competitive 284 for 8 after half-centuries from Tanzit Hassan Tamim, Najmul Hossain Shanto and Mosaddek Hossain. In soccer, Indian men's football team played out a 1-1 draw against Tajikistan in an international friendly at Aiso Central Stadium in Tajikistan on Tuesday. The match was part of FIFA international window. India took the lead in the 25th minute through Vikram Pratap Singh and defended well for most of the game. However, Tajikistan found an equalizer in the 85th minute when Sheridin Baboyev converted a penalty, helping the hosts avoid defeat. This was the third meeting between the two teams in the last 10 months. Tajikistan had won the previous friendly by 3-1 on June the 5th, while India had beaten them by 2-1 in CAFA Nations Cup last August. Head coach Khalid Jamil made 6 changes to the starting lineup, with 4 players making their first start for India. England football team continues its FIFA World Cup preparations with a friendly against Costa Rica on Wednesday before starting its campaign against Croatia on the 17th of June in Dallas. The team is training in Florida and recently beat New Zealand by 1-0 in Tampa, with Harry Kane scoring the winning goal. England manager Thomas Tuchel says the squad has strong depth and several players are competing for starting spots. He says Jude Bellingham faces tough competition for a place in the starting 11, as other midfielders are also in contention. Bellingham played only 4 qualifying matches, while Morgan Rogers featured in all 8, highlighting the selection challenge. Tuchel stresses flexibility in his squad, saying many players can start or impact games from the bench. He confirms Declan Rice will serve as the vice-captain during the World Cup edition. In tennis, legendary Serena Williams returned to professional tennis after nearly 4 years away from the sport. The 44-year-old received a standing ovation as she stepped onto the grass court in Queen's Club in London for her first round doubles match. Williams teamed up with 19-year-old Canadian player Victoria Moboko and faced the third-seeded pair of Nicole Meleha Martinez and Erin Rothliff. The match marked Serena's first professional appearance since stepping away from tennis in 2022. Now, last week, she announced her return to doubles category. Moving on, around 320 women from Shimla participated in Mahanati, a traditional Himachali folk dance, during the ongoing International Shimla Summer Festival 2026. The women enthralled the audience with their performance, with several spectators also joining them as they danced to popular Himachali songs. And that's all for this edition of the India News Hour. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download it right now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Deepika from all of us here in New Delhi. Thank you so much for watching DD India News Hour. Namaskar.